so tasty. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be running through my top tips for solo play on the Sea of Thieves, because I'm a solo player mostly. My friends decide that they've got better things to do than to play games with me, and that's totally cool. Maybe your friends decide that too. So let's take this little adventure and I'll show you what my top tips are for surviving the vicious Sea of Thieves, all on your onesies. Now, my first tip is a very simple one. Learn to sail. Without the knowledge of learning to sail appropriately, remember, you are on your own. There's going to be tons of hungry pirates looking for all that sweet ass loot you've spent the past 4 hours getting. So you're going to want to know and understand the best course of action depending on who you're up against. Understand that if you're in a tiny little sloop and there's a galleon and them hungry pirates are coming for you, go against the wind. If you go against the wind, you'll be faster than they are because they've got a big boy ship. You're only a farty little thing. You'll go faster, you'll be able to get away. Hopefully, as long as they literally have nothing better to do than to chase you down. Another big thing that I would say that comes under learning to sail is always be on the move, because if you're sat still and you're mucking about on your map, there's going to be someone that's going to climb aboard and cut you to bits. You don't want that. I've had it happen way too many times. I don't like it. It upsets me. So make sure you're on the move before you start planning, right, this is where I'm going to go. This is the mission I'm going to do. The next tip I found quite recently, and I was quite surprised by it. If you are on the top deck of your ship, sailing, controlling all the controls as you do, Master Pirate, you can actually look at the map from the top deck and just to make sure that you're on the correct course. Now, you can't actually fiddle with the map, you can't do anything with the map really, but when you are on your map downstairs, if you leave it next to the island that you want to land on or you want to sail to, you can see it from the very top deck to save you having to run up and down all the time and waste a ton of time just keeping track. Obviously, you can see your ship in the top corner of wherever the map is, and you can see the direction that you're going, so then you're easily able to adjust accordingly without wasting any of that time. My next tip for you is be aware of what's around you. It's very easy to be distracted by how gorgeous the water looks. It's super easy to be distracted by the fact that there's shining loot bobbing up and down, and you could be licking your lips thinking, I could really go for that. And because you're busy licking your lips, you don't see the person behind you that woke up and chose violence this morning, getting ready to plunder everything you have. And all it would have took is for you to just have a simple look around before you get to business to make sure there's nobody creeping up on you. If you do see somebody off in the distance, take a moment to assess, would you think that they're coming for you? Do you think that they're just doing their own thing, minding their own business? Then you've got the realisation of the fact that you've got the power then. It's up to you, you can take the risk, but if you get shredded, that's on you. If you don't take the risk, at least you've had the knowledge that somebody's there. My next little nugget of advice for you is rowboats are your best friend. If you find one, you can load it up with as many chests as you could possibly fit on there, and then just slowly, gently row it back to your ship. And if you pull it to the very back of your ship, it comes up an option where you can actually tether it up, and it will zip it up to the back of your ship, and you can easily get to all of your chests, dump them onto your boat, and keep everything nice and cozy. My next tip, keep the cannons loaded. And by loaded, I mean keep the Chainshots loaded in those cannons originally, because the Chainshot can really help you out when things get a little bit dire. As you can see, currently right now, somebody is absolutely demolishing my ship because they decided, you know what, I'm going to follow this guy and I'm going to take everything he has. Joke's on him, I've got nothing. Nothing of real value anyway. But the fact remains, those Chainshots wrecked my ship. I was very upset about this. He did it again 20 minutes later. Just proves the effectiveness of it, and I think you should always keep that in mind whilst you're sailing on those vicious seas, because it really can be the difference between you getting away or getting sunk and pillaged. Now, my final tip is leave all your chests on the island hidden until you're ready to leave. Try and leave them in a convenient location, but not too convenient that everybody else will be able to find it, because if you're on a mission and you've accumulated 6 or 7 chests, somebody turns up, blows you to hell, and you think, well great, I've lost all these chests. If you keep track of the island you're on, and if you've hidden the chests good enough, you can come back to the island and retrieve those chests as long as nobody else takes them. Obviously, if it's all on your boat, someone else is going to take them immediately. But I find that this gives a little bit of safe feeling while you're out on your own. I felt a lot safer at the fact that I was accumulating all of my chests somewhere easy peasy to get. And then when you do take the chests to the ship, drop them somewhere where you can easily harpoon them onto the ship to save a lot of time, because otherwise you're going to be using a lot of time, and in that time somebody could sneak up and demolish you. And that's it. I've spilled all the knowledge that I have that has kept me safe on the Sea of Thieves. Please remember, these are just my tips. These may not be the most proficient tips. You may have tips that are even better than mine, and if you do, share them in the comments. Don't be a hoarder. Let's all survive the Sea of Thieves together. Solo sloops. Keep those asses washed, and I'll see you next time.